Bring up the needle. Hold the line between your pinky and ring fingers. Make 3 loops around your index finger. Crochet through the first 2 coils. Pull out the 3rd coil. Crochet winding out of the through the large coil. Hook the thread out. A crochet hook on the thread. 2 coil. Run up the needle. The first needle will take 10. A short needle like this. Line out. Winding. Pull out the 2 coils. In the past. Pull out. Winding. Pushing thread. Hold on to the one that pulls. Tighten the coil. Pull the thread back in again. Laps. Let's hook. A drawing needle. Connect the coils. Just pull it in. The first lap is complete. To mark the ending pins. Wound the thread on the crochet hook. Go through the needle you just pulled. Pull the string out. In the second circle, a needle should hook some long needles. Pull out the first 2 by winding the wire and then pull out the last 2. Thus the ending needle is just a long needle, so we just need 2. A long needle with 2 hooks. Pull out. And the second needle. There are 3 long needles to hook. Winding. Pull out. The 3rd long needle. Repeated. Hook all the way around. There are 3 long needles in each needle section. The last 1 needle. Draw the needle with the first stitch. The connection. After the second lap of the hook, raise to the ending pins. The 3rd ring. Also hook 3 long needles in each needle. Insert the needle from the lead. Wind the wire through the first and 2nd coils, and then through the back 2 coils. Then hook 3 long needles into each head. With the first needle, lead connection pull. Bolt. We take out the suture needle. It goes through this needle. The line. After you sew it up, head the thread in there. Bolt. Make a looper on your finger, pinky and ring finger. Clamp the threader on your index finger. Pinch the coil and crochet through the coil. Pull it out by winding it. The rising pin of the braid pin. We start with 4 braid pins. The crochet wound through the coil. 3. 4 braid pins later, we start with the penultimate stitch. Hook 2 short needles first. Pull out, winding through the 2 coil. Pull it out through the braid pin. Crochet winding. Pull through the 2 coils. Then hook 3 short pins into the last braid pin. Then, start on the other side. Hook a short needle. Then add a short needle. We draw with the first needle. Draw rising pin after drawing. Then hook a short needle and a puncture needle. A short needle. A view. 4 sets of hooks to complete the circle. The second group. The third group. The fourth sentence. Connect with the first needle draw. Bolt. We had the thread in there. Take out the suture needle. From this needle, through 2. First, take out. Put the thread in the needle. Wear more needles and hide them. Cut off any excess threads. The pig's nose is hooked. A pig's ear. The left ear. We hold the line between the pinky and ring fingers first. Make an loops on your index finger. Through the first 2 coils. Pull out the third strand. Crochet brings the thread over. A rising pin with a circular lift. Pinch the large coil. We start with 6 short needles. Crochet through the large coil. Pull the string out. A crochet thread is wound through both coils at the same time. The first short needle is up. Through the large coil. Pull the string out. Crochet winding. Pull out. Pull out the third stitch by winding the thread. 4 the needle. 5 needles. 6 the needle. We start by pulling on this little piece of string. Pull back the coil that pulls the door. After tightening the other coil, Pull the end of the thread to tighten the coil. We don't roll. Start with a standing pin. After turning the woven pieces over, let's hook 3 short needles first. The first short needle, second short needle, the third short needle. After 3 short needles are hooked, let's hook 2 more long and medium stitches. Start by winding a coiler out the crochet hook. Pull the thread through the needle. Crochet wound wire directly back through some coils. The medium and long needles are in the same needle order. I want 2 long, medium needles wound and pulled out. It goes through some coils at the same time. Hook another long and medium needle. Pull it out by winding it at the same time through. Crochet winding. Pull it out and pull it over. After drawing 2 long and medium the last stitch hooks a short stitch. We can leave the thread a little longer, because we'll be ready to close. This is Piggy's left ear. And hook the right ear. The same circular needle. Go 3 times through the first 2. Pull out the third coil. Leave 6 short needles. Four, 6. Pull the thread. Pull the coil back. Tighten the thread again. The same is true. Start with a standing pin. Flip woven piece. We start with a short pin in the right ear. Hook 2 more long and medium stitches. One, 2, then hook 3 short needles. 1, 2. 3课 would leave long suture. This is Piggy's right ear. The head of the pig, the same circular needle. Hold the line between the pinky and ring fingers first. Make 3 loops around your index finger. Hold the coil. Crochet through the first 2 coils. Pull out the third coil. Crochet winding. Pull out. Start with 6 short needles. Pull the thread out through the large coil. Crochet winding. 2 coils at a time. 2. The needle. 3. The needle. 4. The needle. 5 needles. 6. The needle. Pull the thread. Pull this coil back. Coil tightening. We connect with the first needle draw. The first lap is done. Let's start with a standing pin. In the needle that was just drawn, start to hook 6 short needles and stick them. It is to hook 2 short needles into the same needle head. We took out the marker buckle on the first pin of the second lap. Hook 2 short needles into the same needle head. There are 6 boxes to tick. There are 12 stitches in this round. We need to connect with the first needle draw. This is the drop-in for the first turn. The second lap of the racing we are doing a marker. This needle draws. Remove the marking buckle. The third ring. Also start with a standing pin. Start the hook in the needle section of the draw. The third lap is a short stitch and an extra stitch. That's enough for 6 sets. A short needle. A view. A short needle. A view. After the third circle, it's in the thread of the button marker. Lead connection pull. We need 2 short pins for the first lap. A needle. Start with a standing pin. The needle that drew it. Start to hang up. Put the mark on the button. This is the first stitch on the fourth lap. 2 short needles. A needle. 2 short needles. A needle. Hook 6 groups. This is group 3. The fourth group. With 5. Group 6. Connect with the first needle draw. The fifth ring. 3 short needles plus 1 needle. Start with a standing pin. The needle in the draw begins to hook. Put a marker buckle in the first stitch. 3 short needles. A needle. Hook 6 group. Draw the connection in the first stitch. Round 6, 4 short needles and 1 extra needle. Start with a standing pin. The needle in the draw begins to hook. Mark the first pin on lap 6. 4 short needles. A bonus. Also hook 6 loops. After hook is also connected with the first needle drawing. Hook has the ending pin. The 7th circle is 5 short needles and 1 plus it starts needle with the needle of seduction. In the first needle, fasten the marking buckle. Hook 5 short needles first. Short needles and a needle hook 6 loops. Connect with the first needle draw. The 8th to the 13th lap is no more or less. 42 short needles. Let's start with the standing pin. I'm just going to skip right here. 13 ring. Pull out the connection after hook. We're gonna need to drop the needle from lap 14. Start with the standing pin. The 14th lap starts with 5 short stitches. We still mark the first buckle. With 5 short needles and 1 reduced needle. We're on our side. The half needle. Hook again. This is a half stitch with 2 stitches. Pull the string out. Then the 2 coils pass over and over this again. This is 2 stitches combined into 1 stitch. The second group. Let's hook a half stitch and then a half stitch. Merge 2 stitches into 1 stitch. It's also tick 6. One last drop. Draw and connect the first needle. Turn 15, 4 short needles and drop needle. Start with the standing pin. Start to hook in this needle. Mark the first buckle. For short needles, a needle. The second group. A needle. Again check 6. The final group. A needle. Remove the marking buckle. Draw and connect the first needle. Round 16, 3 short needles and drop needle. Hook as the ending pin first. To hook a short needle, fasten the marking buckle. Sun reduction needle. Six groups of hook. The final group. Connect with the first needle draw. After, it's 2 short needles and 1 short needle. Newbies can still do the marker button here. A needle. The final group. Draw and connect the first needle. Here we need to pluck the cotton. You can feel it out a little bit. The 18th lap starts with a rising pin. It's a short needle. A needle. A short needle. A needle. Complete. the following. Also hook 6个 loops. Connect to the first needle draw. 6 drop stitches for the last turn. Hook as the ending pin. Take all the needles are incorporated together. 6 minus the needle. Also connected with the first needle draw. Bolt. Take out the suture needle. Head the thread in there. Through this needle. You can intersperse the body a few more times. Bolt. Piggy's head is hooked. We start assembling. Eyes. It's between line bar and 9. Let's find the one that ends after the body. On the front 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roughly in the ones place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, There 8. Are 8 stitches between the eyes. It's about here. The nose is between the eyes. And then row 9 and then line 13 before. We took out hot melt adhesive or on the nose. A little bit of glue. And then you put the needle in some random place. In nose. Somewhere in the middle. You don't have to pull the thread out. With 2 needles. And then over the diagonal of the eye. Come out and make piggy eyebrows. Tidy up line. Break the wire and hide the wire out of the ear. Cut this line in the middle. Make a distinction between left and right. The ears are in the 3rd and 6th rows. Take it out about here. Suture needle. cut off any excess threads. The other ear. Note that the left and right must be symmetrical. Dropped haircut. Take out your blush or toner. Between the ears. Some color. And under the pig's eye. Take out our flower sticks. And the green line. Start winding. This is where we're going to end up. Squeeze a bit of glue. The ends fixed. Bolt. Squeeze a bit of glue on the head of the rod. We're into the. This is right below the piggy. There are masses of the pig. Apply a little glue to the contact point of the flower rod. Receptacle and the pig's head in place. And the piggy bouquet is done.